Hello everyone, welcome back to Edoggz Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy Leader Class Beast Wars Megatron. Starting with the top right hand corner, we have the Takara Tomy label there. Underneath that we have Generations. On the bottom we have Hasbro, and this figure is made for kids who are 8 and up. On this side of the box, we have this lovely collage of characters. You know who they are. I don't need to go through that. And on the back of the box, we have the robot mode. We have the dinosaur mode. It takes 27 steps, excuse me, to get it into his T-Rex. And on this side of the box, we have him shooting off his main weapon. On the top of the box, it's kind of odd that they didn't put anything there except for the Predacon symbol that's on the left, and there's nothing underneath the box. Now, we do have a comic book that I'm going to showcase a little later on, so please stay tuned for that. So let's move that out of the way, and let's take a look at Beast Wars Megatron. Now, this is the new version of it. Now, I should have done this a long time ago, but I have a lot of backlogs, things that I'm going through, so it's no time like the present, and two, it's the holidays. So here he is. This is what it looks like. Now, he is missing the Predacon symbol on his head crest. It's a shame, but you know, maybe they can't get that close and to actually add that in there, but this figure is very nice. Now, there is some rubber texture here and there, and the sculpting is very good as well. Now, this is what the figure looks like from the front. I'm not going to go through too much details because some people just don't like that. And this is what it looks like from the side. This is what it looks like from the back. And this is what it looks like from the other side, and there you have it. But his face is dead on to what you saw in the show, so that is very nice, very nice. Now, we're going to lead to comparisons a little later on in the show. So we're going to start with comparison. I mean, not a comparison. We're going to start with our articulation. That's what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is we want to bring this arm up, and it's not going to go all the way around unless you move this arm outwards at an angle. That's the only way you can get it. But if you do it straight back, it's going to bump into his backpack. Same thing the other way. It's going to bump into his backpack. Right. Legs can go up to here. They can bend at the knee. Very nice. There's a swivel at the knee, but not at the upper thigh. The feet move forward and back. That's cool. There is a bicep here in the arm. And let's see, on this side of the leg, you can go back that far. Bring the leg back that far. He has 360 degrees on the waist, but that is also due for the transformation. Let's see, elbows. It's going to be complicated. It's going to be a little bit complicated. Right, so it's hard to see that, but that's kind of 90 degree-ish right there on the arm. But let's see. This is less because you have the dinosaur neck is actually making it stop a little early, but that is fine. Now, in the show, which I'm going to be comparing it to, he was able to take this piece off and have his hand, have his hand like free to use and stuff like that. You can't do that here. This is actually pinned together to this arm, so there's no way of getting this off. In the show it popped off like at least 2-3 times, and in his there's a scene where he's in his little sauna, and this is not on his arm. You know, it would have been cool to it just pegged on. But then again, what do I know? I'm just throwing stuff out there. All right. Now, we're going to do one comparison. And that's going to be this Megatron here. That's the only one I have at the moment. And you know what I'm referencing to if you watch the show. So this is leader class. I think they're both leader class, honestly. So you have that on there side by side. So we're going to go into transformation, and there's two things about this piece that I don't like about it. Is there is a peg underneath his waist, and then there's this clip system here, which is very difficult to get. Now, a lot of people, they normally go from dinosaur mode back to the robot mode, but I'm going to give it a whirl to do it this way, and we can get our comparisons on. So, oh, I forgot about his head. He can do 360 degrees on the head, and he can look up if you need to, just a taste, and that's about it. Yeah. So those are only two things. There's a couple of other problems, but we'll get to it. Right. So to start this off, what they want you to do is they want you to start with the tail, and that's easy said and done. So you take this piece right here, right, and you flip this over, and it's going to peg into this peg and slot system, right? So they go together. Easy. This panel right here, it just folds over, right? And then you do the same thing on the back side, and just fold this down, and then pegs in. All of this is like a flexible material. I'm not sure if it's rubber or it might be something else, but all of this is like a flexible type of material. You take this tail and you want to turn it upside down to match what's going on here. All of this needs to match, right? Now you want to bring this arm up like that. And what I like to do, I like to cheat a little bit. So I turn, so the arm normally is like this. What I like to do is I turn this way and bring it down like this way, because it's going to land in the same spot anyway. So I just leave it like that. So it's like this, tell you honestly. The backpack. Take this piece right here and just want to undo it. Just get it out of the way. Right, so these pieces right here, you want to bring these out like this. Bring these little hands out like so, and you want to take so this way you have these ready. All right, that's what that's for. Now this piece right here is the first hardest part, because you got to find a way to actually get it unpegged, right? So now that you have this room here, you could turn the head around like so, turn it backwards, slip it in like that. Since I'm here, we can take these two panels, right? Take these two panels, we're gonna open these up like that. These two panels, same thing, bring this up like that. Now they are spring loaded, but if you push just a little bit farther, they will catch on to something, and they will stay into place, kind of, sort of deal. Now this piece right here, it will rock back, and you want to do that and center it in the middle. So you want to bring this up and bring it into the middle like that, right? Next, what we want to do is we're going to turn it this way, just like that, right? just like that, right? So now we have to get the legs ready. So you want to split the legs down the middle, and you just simply just unplug them like that. And this was also hard the first time I transformed it. I couldn't get them to split apart for some odd reason, and it's kind of hard when you're working with multiple joints at the same time, because they always want to move in a certain way. So you want to bring this out like that. Let me move this back so you can the camera can focus on it. And you want to plug it into this piece right here. So it should be on the outside now. I'm gonna do that again. We're gonna bring this out, bring this over, and we're gonna plug this back in. And you just simply got to maneuver those into place because it's very tight, very tight. So the legs are ready to go. Now this piece, these two pieces that you came out with, you want to bring these pieces over the chest. So this. Right, so you just want to bring this over the chest, like so. Do the same thing on the other side. I know it's hard to see, but we're trying to manage. Right, so this panel goes there, and we're trying to see if we can get this panel to work with us for some odd reason. And they plug together. Note to self, I might shave some of this off because this is actually bumping into this piece. So I might just, trim a little bit of that off of there. And this piece connects into that piece. Okay, so once you got all of this done, you should be good to go. Now the tail, we want to turn this upside down because we're about to finish, like so. Actually, matter of fact, let's back up real quick because we need to do something. All right, the worst part of the transformation is plugging this into that clip, and you need some room to work with because there's not a lot of space. And you need to get it in there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yep, see, that's the first time it actually did that for me. And it was very easy. Before, I couldn't get it. Anyway. Alright, so we want to move the legs down like that. We're almost finished with this. Move legs down. These pieces, they come down like so. And they plug into these two pieces here. And just make sure they plug in. Like that. Now we could turn tail around. We can like shove that in there a little bit. Take these pieces right here. And we want to maneuver it like so, like that. Now take this piece right here. We want to pull out, bring it down, push back in. Same thing. Let's get this piece out of the way. Bring this out, bring it down, push in. Turn this around, this piece right here, and you want to fold it over the thigh. Now, all right, so for some reason it's not doing it. There we go. There we go. Now, you gotta make sure all of this is plugged in before we finish, because this section has a very bad habit of coming apart. I'm just trying to get this plugged in. All right, that's good. That's good. And you're going to push the neck back. I'm going to move this piece out of the way. And there you have him in his T-Rex mode. It takes a little bit of doing, but we got there. All right. So that's what it looks like there from the side, from the front, from this side, and from the back. Oops. Come back here. Now the neck can move from side to side, and because those panels are spring loaded, they will move on their own, except for the one that's on the top. You kind of have to do that yourself. Other things I kind of having problems with. There's a gap. There's a gap on this side and there's a gap on that side. I have tried everything to make that gap disappear, and it doesn't appear to work for me. So if anybody out there can give me some help on that, please let me know. Because I'm quite sure I transformed this correctly. There's no doubt about it. All right, so let's get into some comparisons. Let's get them to stand. Right? Let's get it right. And the tail can be moved back and forth. So let's start with somebody small. Let's start with Slag. Right? Now I could make this taller if I wanted to, you know. I can lower the head like he's stalking his prey. I could do that, you know, but that's what he looks like with Slag. Here he is with Sludge. Kind of a deal. Right? Here he is with a robotic Grimlock. Now, these two are the comparisons, main comparisons, I should say. That's what it looks like from front. That's what it looks like from the side. And that's what it looks from the back. So yeah. And now, if you're a collector of Transformers, you would know by now that they released Beast Wars 2nd Megatron, which was that dragon-looking thing. And I don't understand how they skipped over this version. Like, you can just completely skipped over the second version of him, which is the trans battle part. And I'm waiting for this to come out. That's what I'm waiting for. A lot of people believe that this is going to be retooled into this. I don't see that happening because the transformation is actually different on this one than that. So I want to see this happening soon. We're gonna leave that in the back. And one more thing we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the comics, right? So if you watch Beast Wars, you know that at the very beginning you don't see what forms that they have and all that good nonsense, right? It's probably one of the biggest mysteries in Transformers, right? So this is the Beast Wars prequel, Transformers timeline, and on the bottom it says the dawn of future time. Now, before I go any further, the cartoon universe is separate from the comic book universe. However, with that said, some of this takes place during, I would say, in between Beast Machines, not the cartoon Beast Machines. Let's just note that the comic book version of Beast Machines, or rather the toy version of Beast Machines, the early '80s ones. Those are the ones I'm talking about. And the story picks up either during or after Transformers Robots in Disguise, right? So you can see Primal, I can't say his name is Primal, but he has some kind of, he has a vehicle mode, right? Which is very similar to another character. And we can totally get this character if we wanted to. I'm surprised that we didn't. But in a nutshell, in this comic book, the robot mode has small features of an animal. Meanwhile, their vehicle mode is like a more futuristic Cybertronian / Earth mode type of thing. So it's a futuristic vehicle mode that they have. So I'm just going to start in the back to show you what I'm talking about. Now, this is Primal's alt mode. Now, if you look at that, that's going to remind you of a different character that we got in a different series. And we could totally get that. Now, this is Megatron. Now, he's a hover tank. Now, let me explain. This is Robots in Disguise. In this book, Megatron has the body of Red Alert for some odd reason. Don't ask me how he got that, or or when he got it. But somehow, some way, he was able to get it. And these are some of the vehicle modes here. Just to show you some examples here. This is a futuristic Cybertronian, whatever vehicles they got. A couple of shots here. That kind of looks like Tigertron there. If you want to, that might be Tigertron there. Yeah, let's see. Just a couple of more pages. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. There is Megs, and he has that missile launching mode or something, whatever you want to call it. But that's the mode that he has. He has the golden disc. The story also talks about Protoform X. There's a little bit of backstory on that. But yeah, this is a very good book to have. If you don't have it, like for instance, like this could be Airraiser, right? For all we know, right? It looks like a bird, but she's gonna turn into a ship or something. She kind of like has that Energon look. You're just waiting for something to plug onto her chest or something like that. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Here we have Protoform X in his little shell there. We have Cheetor. Now, Cheetor has been through a bunch of forms. One minute he was a Lamborghini, and next minute now he's some kind of like some kind of Jeep in this one. I'm not exactly sure. They don't really go into too much on the transformation. It's more robotic stuff. Now, if you don't have this, you should go seek it out. I'm quite sure you can find it someplace, somewhere. So we're going to finish off this video by bringing in our volunteers for the day. So we have him. Actually, let's move that this way. Let's go that way. And we're going to bring in Megs. Just because he belongs there. And that's about it. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. There will be more to come. We are still waiting on Breakdown and Cosmos and Scourge. That's the only three I want. As you may also know, there is a GoFundMe thing for Deathsaurus. If you haven't put your money on that, I suggest you get it, because once it's gone, we're not getting it back. They're not gonna get. They ain't gonna make any more of those. You know, there's people are really out there doing their thing, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah. So yeah. What's next is let's bring this in, because it's been a while. All right, so we're gonna be bringing in this is X9, better known as Ravage, and this is Agent Ravage, and that will be in the next video that's coming out very soon. Please stay tuned for that. And I want to thank you for watching. And if you haven't heard from me by Christmas or New Year's, have a good one. Have a great time. Please get home safe. Watch out for the crazies. And that's about it. I'll see you in the next one. And thanks for watching one more time.